Hey everybody, clearing. All right, we are going to get into a divine masculine check-in, and on the pre-shuffle, all I can hear in my head is this song, and I've never heard it before, but it's coming through, and it goes like this. Worlds are colliding, worlds are colliding, worlds once apart are now near. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see. Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for these divine masculines consciously on all the levels that we're going to tune into? How are they experiencing their worlds colliding with their feminine? What can we see about how they are consciously navigating this? What are the energies on each of the chakra levels that are being attuned in preparation and towards union? What are the messages we can get energetically and in the physical about that? And what can we see for emotional support, emotionally, and for some grounding? This last deck is going to be how can we ground these things further for both the feminines and the masculines. Okay, here we go. Crown chakra, Andromedan Stargate, invention, innovation, scientific pursuits. So these masculines know that they are being guided as trailblazers. They know that they are beyond what their examples, maybe their own fathers, maybe other masculine archetypes on good old planet Earth, are falling short. And these masculines are taking it upon themselves to innovate, to download, to get transference from the divine guidance, crown chakra, and bring it through into the earth plane. What do we have with this? New beginnings. This came out in the inverse, so that can indicate that they are preparing by listening to higher guidance about what they can do differently. So there's nothing new under the sun, but when we go higher, we find innovative wildcard energies that can be brought through, and these masculines seem to be up for it. How is this happening in these connections at this time? Oh, reciprocity. So they're very much specifically asking, how do I match this feminine? How do I offer and receive in flow with grace? I believe that message was in yesterday's reading. What else? Yeah, how can they keep allowing this to unfold naturally and take advantage of opportunities in real time? I'm getting that as they let go of trying to manufacture the connection, dropping the games playing, allowing for the energy to speak for itself and for the process to ground, they are looking, they're awake on the chessboard, looking for opportunities to reciprocate. So feminines, I want you to be very clear that they may not be doing this in ways that you're accustomed to or that you've ever seen before or are familiar with. Remember, we're getting innovation here. So they could go off of your radar. If you're hung up in 3D templates, you might be missing what these masculines are throwing down, because these are true beneficial gifts and offerings into the connection. So if your eyes aren't open, if you're still hung up on lower vibrational assessments of transactional relationships and egocentric relationships, one-sided convenience, survival, all of those things, you might be missing these incredibly beautiful, innovative ways that the masculines are showing up for you without the condition of romantic relationship, unconditional love. So they have been guided to offer things along the way of these connections unfolding that you may not see. Even this feminine is looking at their own value, this rose, their own process, and here is the masculine offering. Interesting. So what are the emotions connected with this? Happiness, but it's in the inverse. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So I'm clearly getting that these masculines are giving because it makes them happy to give. And feminines, you're responsible for your own happiness. So you may not be utilizing what your masculine is giving you to fill up your own engine to gas up your own tank. This might be an okay thing that you're missing some of these things that your masculine is doing, because you know what? Blessing benefits whether you're aware of it or not. Right, masculines? So these masculines, you're watching masculines, you know the things that you've done behind the scenes that your feminine might not be aware of. And you're beginning to see that it's about the giving. It's about the delight in being able to even be an unsung hero, giving for giving's sake, loving for loving's sake. The one who is doing the loving is blessed indeed. It takes a pretty high frequency being to be able to give unconditionally, truly, with no expectation of return, and to know how to do it in appropriate ways that truly add benefit without needing to have the credit. Interesting. How do we ground this further? The star. So this is destined. It is destined that we should all get these opportunities to allow our lives to unfold this way and to see love being given freely in these ways. Truly, this is unique. It's no longer survival template where we have to, where we need to. This is truly a joy, extraordinary opportunity. What can we see on the third eye chakra? Seal of subtle luminosities. So these are the finesse, the finer things, the nuance, discernment, discipline, and order. So these masculines are utilizing their intuition to bring very strategically orchestrated energies to the table. I'm hearing this is why they are not overly wordy. They're strategists. They plan, they orchestrate, they compose. They offer this high excellence into the connection. It's packed with meaning, sincerity, heart. They do not need recognition. They do not even need you to understand what they are doing, although that will come. As your worlds come into more close focus, you will overlap and you will see more of these good-hearted offerings for what they are. But it is honing these masculines' intuition to be able to finely curate the things that they have been doing. Stand still. So even though it may have looked like a standstill on the surface, feminines, there is so much going into this behind the scenes. I was just noticing this is an 11 card. So that is a number of awakening, awareness, intentionality. So these masculines are truly placing so much intuitive intention behind the way that they have been bridging worlds and coming to the awareness of your world, feminines. How are they experiencing this? Oh, they're doing everything soul deep, from the soul level. When it aligns, it's so genuine. Yeah, their heart has to be in it. Look at all the cups. So these masculines, their hearts are in this. They are learning how to expand their hearts, how to really be of service. I'm thinking of the Princess Bride when Wesley is as you wish, which doesn't look highly romantic, but gah. These masculines are very patient. They are very conscientious. They don't necessarily do things for shock value. In many ways, they're understated. And if you don't see the heart that they are putting into certain things, all testing aside and all of their, their human insecurities and that aspect that's working out in these connections, all that aside, if you don't see the heart in the other stuff that they've done, you're missing why you feel this love connection so deeply. So take some time to really see these masculines' actions and ask yourself, feminines, what has happened in my life as a result of some of these decisions that my masculine has made along the way? I think you'll be surprised at how much benefit has been brought into your life with certain turn of events that you might not have comprehended were so intentional in the past. Beautiful. What can we see for the emotions? Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So these masculines, look at this, is a platonic degree of soul connection. The soul is genderless. The soul is love. And this is truly not a romantic foundation. It's platonic. It's like children here in this beautiful purity. And so the friendship, just because your counterpart, feminines, has done things and it's been in the vein of friendship, it's been above and beyond, I'm hearing, a true friend indeed, just because it hasn't been overly romantic or on the surface looking like it's going that way. Don't diminish the significance of these things that your counterpart has brought to this connection. I keep hearing the word arena, to the arena in this grand becoming, because they've shown up in ways that others may never have shown up in your life before. What can we see to ground this? Oh, King of Pentacles. This is the commitment. This is the foundation. This masculine is very aware of material realm abundance, very focused on pentacles. While they are amassing their foundation, creating, curating, focusing on sorting out karma, getting all of the bricks laid on that base level, they are offering you friendship. So even in the silence, if that is kinder to keep it in the friend bucket, all day I've been hearing a song, Hold Me Close and Never Let Me Go. I've been hearing these lyrics, and these masculines, they don't want to step over the friendship romance threshold fully until they know it's a sealed deal, sure thing. Because once they hold you, they never want to let you go. Instead of thinking of it as rejection, think of it as this friendship that they have been anchoring all along as a foundation, so that they are investing in when they can completely go all in and never look back. So this is what they've been intuitively guided to give. They are laying the foundation along the way, even without the condition of a romantic relationship here. How beautiful. What can we see on the throat chakra? Auric cleansing, replenishment, renewal, restoration. This card always reminds me of the cords that we attach to things. And in this depiction, I always think of this one as a freshly detached cord that's being sealed, healing over, and the energy being brought back to the individual. So these masculines are cutting ties with lower vibrational connection. They are saying their piece, bringing closure, balancing things out, removing their energy, releasing others that would put their energy on the masculines. They are holding their own without needing to reject other energies. They are simply advocating for the light, I just heard, and security. So security came out in the inverse, and I'm getting that they had some lower dimensional attachments that were there for a false sense of security. Just take that how it resonates. They are ending those lower vibrational attachments. I'm being drawn to the number 8 on this card, which is a number of the infinity symbol. So these masculines are now looking at connections that truly bring value, that bring mutuality, that are not based on a false sense of security. Survival templates or instant gratification, temporary quick fix, escapism, addiction, all of those things the masculines are releasing, and this is on the throat chakra. So they are able to discern the frequency of things coming towards them and to allow for the righteous frequency towards the things that they are not willing to engage in anymore. So the discernment order and discipline on the intuitive level is also allowing these masculines to speak from that knowing place and to set healthy boundaries. How are they experiencing coming towards the feminines this way? Ooh. Wow, the King of Cups. Look at how the emotion is like rising to the surface, that the longing in this King of Cups eyes. Then we get the telepathic card in the inverse. So right now they're almost cloaking as they truly say goodbye and honor the things that came before. It feels like they're going through a releasing, a purging, a rite of passage, almost ceremonial process right now, laying their old lives to rest. And the emotion, the love, the gratitude for you, feminines, is welling up, but they're not energetically, it's not withholding, it's not necessarily cloaking, but they're coming into their own. And so this amount of pure emotion for you and your connection, feminines, is welling up. Every time they release from these other lower vibrational agreements, they plug the bucket and the water, the emotion for you stays intact. Ooh, they're not leaking and draining their energy anymore, feminines. They're not sharing it with you yet. They're reserving it. They're saving themselves for you this way, feminines. Ooh. What can we see emotionally? Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So masculines, keep going. You're doing the right thing. This feminine that you're watching, this for masculines, loves you. Trust them. Trust the process. Trust what you're being guided to do. I did get the message of deleting Snapchat and people like that in the masculines' lives recently, but I'm also getting rid of emails and phone numbers and all kinds of different things. So feminines, just trust your masculines are downsizing their contact list right now. And masculines, just trust it's not in vain. And oh yeah, this is making way for authentic offers of love. Now, the King of Cups does send out the Knight of Cups, but just know that no matter what the offering will be from your masculine, whether this is an apology, a conversation, a date, a proposal, something here of love, trust, feminines, there is so much backing it. This is like breaking the ice, but it's not a page. This is a knight. So it's going to be, you're going to notice the difference when your masculine comes in from out of this spaciousness. As they truly come into your world, you will see the evidence of these things. You should already be seeing how you're feeling good on your own. You are more sure of the friendship here. All of the destined lessons that have happened. You will be seeing your masculine working on something financially substantial right now, feminines. You may think that they are a workaholic. You may think that your masculine is too material realm focused. They're not necessarily as busy as you think they are, but they are sincerely getting to a particular place of abundance in their lives where they're no longer giving away their power, and therefore the love for you and their finances are simultaneously sticking and staying in their reality. This is where they know themselves well enough to trust. They've learned through their process to offer and then have this grow with you. What can we see on the heart space? Guyanine and cystocene, commitment, connection, flexibility, resolution, and courage in the inverse. So they are mustering the courage. We don't need courage when we're in alignment. It is what it is. And we feel very, very right about what we are doing. So they're going through the process that's shaping them into somebody who's authentically there for you. If they had come forward any sooner, it would not have been authentic and it would be karmic. And so many times these connections don't come in as quickly as we want them to because it's not yet grounded authentically. The maturity isn't there. The wisdom isn't there. The frequency hasn't been stabilized. And so they are processing so much, just like you are, feminines. These masculines are not unaware. What can we see for how they are experiencing the heart space? Yeah, they've been making themselves single. They've been detaching. So even if they haven't had a karmic romantic partner that you are aware of or not aware of, this can just be any lower vibrational attachments or affiliations or friends, contracts, engagements, anything that they have been doing on their side of the energy that has been draining their resources, their energy, their love, that's being stabilized for them. They are finding win-win and justified reasons. So it's not just for the sake of setting boundaries, let's say for you, because you'd be upset if they were in these previous affiliations. This is truly that they are finally seeing why it's no longer beneficial for them to be engaged in certain things that are a conflict of interest for their highest path, which happens to coincide with your highest path. Feminines, how can we see the emotion? Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Do not harbor resentment about your masculine's process, their sovereign path of becoming. You have had your share, feminines, and your process. You have had to learn these pathways of mastery as well, and so too do they, and they are. What can we see? Anchoring into the physical, open curiosity. So this is a card of being receptive to new information. Yeah, there's a little bit of I'll believe it when I see it in this card, almost like swing bat or give me your best shot here. And that is connected with the degree of forgiveness that the feminine collective has about the way that these masculines have gone about things or navigated, or the way that they've held back with friendship rather than focusing on a romantic connection here, and the way that they have guided these connections. I just saw 2222 into union, the worlds colliding, like the masculines. What am I even seeing in my mind's eye? I saw them on a surfboard holding on to the reins of like seahorses, like a chariot, and then like hot air balloons that are made of stars. I just saw this fantastical picture of how the masculines have been multidimensionally balancing the rate at which these connections come in, at which these worlds collide. And their cross to bear has been that at times when the chemistry, the magnetic pull has amped right up, they have had to put the brakes on, feminines. That has been their most difficult aspect of this journey, is that they have had to withhold when it was right for the connections because of the things they were intuitively given as that divine intel. And so forgive them for having navigated on this journey by that divine clock, because if this truly is a divine masculine, you're going to start seeing the rhyme and reason, the divinity in these choices and the timing. What can we see on the sacral chakra? Temple of centering, solitude, seclusion, grounding, and belonging. Here's another twin flamey kind of card, or divinely aligned. We've got the sovereignty of the individuals and the shared space. And so, yes, you've both been grounding this sense of home within self and the proximity to each other. You've been in solitude. There has been independent processing and embracing. So we have to embrace ourselves, our connection to source, in order to really set the balance so that we can be aligned in relationship. So we know our talents, our gifts, we love each other, we love ourselves, and we know ourselves well enough to know how to work with the energies without being triggered, without engaging in things prematurely. hurt people, I just heard. So when we come into mastery, we're no longer in that lower vibrational, unpredictable, untrustworthy kind of way. And so as we fully embrace ourselves, we love ourselves unconditionally, we forgive ourselves, we come through the purging of unrighteousness, and we come into true alignment, we no longer withhold or sneak or dismiss or avoid. There's nothing to hide. We don't engage in things that are things that we would desire to hide. And so we've had to develop fully on our own. And this is what brings the counterparts into focus for each other. But how are the masculines experiencing this on the sacral chakra? Ooh, Tower moment. And the Daughter of Swords, which is here. So there's something about your healthy boundaries. This, again, was the card that we just got for the feminines about forgiveness and that awareness of where the forgiveness is within the consciousness of the feminines. That is how we set healthy boundaries, and we are the wiser for the journey. And so, yeah, the masculines have seen you setting healthy boundaries, and it's like go time. This Tower on the sacral chakra, your masculines, if you're in the vicinity of these union ready worlds colliding, your masculine knows what your boundaries are sensually, sexually, and it looks like you've got some impeccable boundaries because it's like a bolt of lightning. They have always wondered if you were going to give away the milk for free. Even though they saw the divine feminine potential in you, the temptation of less than may have been great. And you may have caved. You may not have held out for the real thing with your masculine. They can be the greatest temptation. And so something here in this energy shows me that you have actually come down to the simple truth that you're not attracted to your masculine unless it's 100% the real deal now. And so somehow this has gotten through to them like this massive lightning bolt. And this is what has woken them up, that your standards are impeccable now. And that is the high value feminine energy. You cannot fake it. You cannot manufacture it. It cannot be emulated for show. You have come into it, and that clock has struck. The lightning has struck, and your masculine now knows what they must do. I just heard they must make an honest feminine out of you because that is what you're worth. What is the emotion here? Regret in the inverse. I know that I cannot change the past. These masculines can make up for the past. They can make up for lost time, and they know it was a work in progress for both of you. And while your standards were low, they could not honor you the way that they wanted to because you settled, feminines. And this is a beautiful dance of becoming. But they know they weren't in the wrong. They know you weren't in the wrong. They now know it's been a work in progress. How are they wanting to ground this? They don't want you to be single. So they already have their eyes set on you. This energy that I'm channeling here for those coming into union, they know that you're theirs, that you've been made for them, that you are a match. And they have been waiting for you to be in this union ready energy. They've known right from the beginning you were theirs, but they haven't had this go time awareness until now. What can we see on the root chakra? Here's that Arcturian Stargate card again. Peace, healing, gentleness, non-judgment. So you have grounded, anchored peace into your connection. For those whose union worlds are truly colliding and coming in. Oh, and flexibility. So now we get to design this as a team in the physical. Peace, no more anxiety. These connections coming into union. When you're in a manic, ooh, here we go, oh my gosh, here it is. You're not near union. When you can sustain peace and gentleness, non-judgment, and you're flexible. It is what it is. You're in the flow. Your eyes are open to all with gratitude, the journey, the becoming, the lessons, the friendship, the destiny, the blessings, the gratitude for how it's unfolded. When you see that it's had to go the way that it has, and you have great gratitude for the specifics of that, when you're conscious enough to embrace the particulars, when you are beginning to really understand that these connections are divinely orchestrated for the betterment of all involved, when your eyes are open to that, then you have peace on this level, then you can be flexible, and then the greater good between the two of you is anchored, and this is where the two can be brought together to start planning things to this effect. What can we see for the masculines? Seven of chalices, taking things to the next level. Look at this ascension, this spiral. This is even the DNA helix up leveling to the extraordinary with that quantum burst, that divinely imbued layer. This is all the seven chakras we're working on. So this is where we become crystalline, we become purified, we become righteous, and where unconditional love, each of these chalices represent a cup of unconditional love on each of these chakra levels, and this love within. So these masculines have purified and are in the process of grounding these unions by grounding their righteousness on every chakra level, even the sacral chakra, and you are their sacred mirror. I want to bring that back again, that you are their mirror, and that can be one of the most difficult chakras to tame the beast, but it does feel like they have also mastered in the name of love, and they see as they have been coming into that purification, your standards have been refining so that you're both only ready for the best, for the real, for the whole. What can we see for the energy here? Adversity in the inverse. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So in the inverse, really we're counting our blessings, blessings in disguise, and bravery, fruitful. This is leadership coming into this collective where this love is really, see how many blossoms are on this staff of leadership. There are some blossoms from other directions here, but this is very, very potentially fruitful. So we've all learned a lot on this journey, and this is how it's going to come through us out into the world, is our ideas are amazing, collective. This is absolutely wonderful. Okay, many blessings for those who are in this energy. Bye for now.